Hey everybody. Wow. So my internet totally went down like right before stream started. That was miserable. So sorry. So sorry. Anyway, that's super disconcerting. Hopefully people are back in. All right. I don't know though. I'm trying to look. So sorry guys. That's crazy. Apparently I need to do something real quick to make okay, looks like there's everything back. Sweet. All right guys. Man, that really is miserable when the internet is having a problem. All right. Sweet. So anyway, now that I'm back, hopefully some people are still here. You guys bared with me. But today we're gonna build a Punchy 1800 that I have like right over here. And I don't know, I kind of was looking forward to building this board when I first got it, and then, or when I was anticipating it, and then when I did get it, here, I'll put it up on screen and you guys can see how it came. Like super disappointing, the damage that was on it. This right here. It's a pretty major bummer. I'll even show you guys. Punchy is maybe, supposedly, gonna be trying to make this right. But yeah, and that's like big enough so that my fingernail kind of sticks on it. So, you know, not the best. Not the best. Definitely not the happiest with it. Anyway, what are you gonna do, right? Kind of get what you get, I guess, when you go in on a group buy. But I don't know, hopefully they'll make it right. But I'm not gonna hold back. I'm just gonna build it this time. I'm not gonna hold back from showing you guys how it actually turned out, because, well, what they shipped out, I think, in April. That sounds right. So everybody who got one of these got one in April, and I do remember there being a another person who reported the same thing, and I believe it because it's totally related to the way they packed the board. That all being said, I'm still gonna build it, and I still think it's gonna be a good board. I bought an extra PCB and a brass plate, but I think we're gonna build it with this aluminum plate today, because I want that black on there because I have a key set in mind to put on it. That all being said, without further ado, we're gonna take it apart and then we're gonna get to building. Oh, yeah. So anyway, this of course is HBCP, which is freaking awesome. Still like my favorite board right now. Absolutely my favorite board right now that I have, at least. But as awesome as that is, this is still a pretty cool board, or the concept of it was really cool. So hopefully it's a nice feeling once I get it all together. Oh, you guys probably want to know roughly how much this weighs, right? So let's do that real quick. Just to kind of show you guys what that bare board weighs. So 5 pounds, 12 ounces. That's pretty stout, honestly. It's a pretty hefty board, especially for something that doesn't have a brass plate in it, or a brass weight. And I'm not going to be building it with the brass plate for it, so you know, it'll just be what it is. But I am going to use some 62 gram Zelios and some Zeal stabs, because, you Might as well, right? Splurge, go all out, spend money on a board. You want to put nice things in it. So I haven't, this one's mine, so while I haven't tested the PCB, I'm hoping that at least one of the two that I've got for it works. That'd be a major bummer if it didn't, right? Like a major bummer. Yeah, so we shall see how this thing feels when it's all said and done. I don't think there's anything they can do to make me not bummed out about the way that the case is right now on the front. And it's, like I said, it's absolutely their fault. The way they packed the PCB, the USB-C connector on the spare PCB was resting directly against the front side of that case. That's why it got scratched. What you gonna do? Build it anyway. And you know, if they don't end up sending me a new top, I'll get it re-anode, refinished. But there will be, in this, because it's deep enough. Hey TSC, how you doing? In this, ooh, is the video, the face video lagging? Looks like it could be. Does it look like it's chunking to you? Kinda looks like it to me. Anyway. Yeah, I have no idea where that is, and I don't know if they're replacing the other customers who have had problems top case piece, but I hope they do. I've had at least one other customer of it hit me up. Hey, Flasian, how you doing? And ask me how mine was. Basically, other people having the same exact issue. Doing okay, just out for a walk. Oh, you're watching me and walking? Nice. Getting the exercise in while actually watching the stream. I appreciate that. That's awesome. So I'm not too worried about the top piece here because it's scratched up already, and I'm either gonna have it re-anode or they'll be sending me a new one. Well, look at that. The PCB screws into the bottom and the plate screws into the top. How does that work? Think about that for a second, guys. Does it stick way out further? No. So how do you screw it all in once it's together? The screws must not There's no way you can do both of them because one's on the inside. I guess you just choose to bottom mount it with the PCB or top mount it by the plate. That's bizarre. Okay. That's a trip. Only so many days of decent weather left. Gotta take advantage while you can. I do understand that. There are no decent days of weather where I'm at. If you wanted to walk outside where I'm at, you'd just have to deal with it being stupid amounts of hot. Mark's taken off for them deciding to use different length and type screws. These are non-magnetic, or mostly non-magnetic. I mean, at least the case ones were the magnetic ones, but these are stainless. Yeah, I don't know. Where I'm at, it's just miserably hot outside. Although today wasn't bad. Today was only like 98 degrees where I'm at. You know, only. What you gonna do? Run the AC. That's what you're gonna do. My AC is set to like 68 right now because I hate the outside. 10 points from Gryffindor, yeah. Exactly. Oh man. So many screws. I mean, I guess for shipping purposes, this totally makes sense, right? to put the PCB down here. Oof. The PCB like goes in tight too. That's awkward. That is real awkward. Okay, well, I'm gonna put the top over here while I use like a spudger or something to get this out. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys, by the way, for hanging out, checking out my stream. Because I don't want to pull up by the connector exclusively. Also don't want to bend the PCB though all that much. That's weird. This is super weird, guys. I just like stuck down in there. Where is it stuck in? Oh, can't get that out now. Weird, guys. Wow, like PCB edge like cut the plastic off my spudger. Oh, I'm an idiot. There's a single screw anchoring it to the bottom. It's like, why doesn't it want to come out? Makes no sense. No? More than one. So I'm confused now if this is supposed to be top or bottom mount, actually. Because there's all these screws. So weird. Top mount plate. There we go. Okay. So clearly that is like supposed to be bottom mounted. But also the plate is supposed to be top mounted. Okay, we're gonna have to investigate this in a sec. So I'm gonna pull this guy off. What up, Shocks? How you doing? Good to see you, man. I saw your text, and I will let you know. I will try to let you know tomorrow. Humid AF there. Dude, Seattle, so good. Seattle was so good. So happy I went to the meetup. I really, really am. And it turns out that I might be heading to the Utah meetup. Not this weekend, but the weekend after. I'll be in Utah already. Yeah, so anyway, I'll be in Utah anyway. The day before that. For something having to do with my work, so I'm considering, since it's fairly close, just staying for an extra day and going to the meetup. Be kind of crazy. 2 meetups in a row. And see, I'll be driving very likely to where I'm going this time, so I'll be able to bring more keyboards, but I'm probably not going to, because I brought 3 to the Seattle meetup. I brought the HBCP. I brought my red salamander, and I brought that Ali TKL case that's that AliExpress TKL case that's normally up here with blue Alps. So 2 Alps boards and a new kind of like, well, not kind of, hot shit build. By hot shit, I mean great for anybody who that's lost in translation for. Yeah, so, okay, so let's look at this for a second, right? So the top screws are here. Okay. No. I'm so confused, guys. How does this... So I think you get to choose to mount this top mount or bottom mount. I think that's what's going on here. You either choose to top mount or bottom mount. But if you choose to top mount, I'm not sure that it sits up off of... I'm not sure that it sits up off of the case enough for you to not be pounding away on these posts right here. That'd be weird, a tray mount 1800, right? Right? Please, guys, tell me if I'm crazy. Tray mount 1800. Super bizarro land. I don't know. I actually had a bunch of options going into this to today because I'm building like my stuff, and it turns out everything I was interested in doing today was 1800. So I was either gonna build this or rebuild a TKC 1800 that I have to take some Xylants that I had out, and I was gonna put in Box Navies, or I was gonna build a TX 1800 V2 that's mine that I had Telios in, and I desoldered it because I just didn't dig it. Maybe it was the way they were lubed or whatever, but I didn't like it in there. I mean, I'm not a big fan of linears for my own uses anyway, but yeah, so anyway, Punchy. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of linears for my own use, so I desoldered them, and now it's almost time to resolder. Ah, so mad at this still. Punchy, please guys, get your stuff together. Or I guess, man, it's so deep too. Or I guess KP Republic in this case, right? Like, ship your stuff out such that it won't be damaged. For real. For real. Okay. Did anybody else go to Seattle? Or watch anything that came out of Seattle? Or do any of you care about meetups and stuff? Maybe you don't. Maybe I'm just maybe you just like watching the cool keyboard build video porn and ignore the news until they're right in front of you. I don't know. If I weren't so deep into it myself, I could see that being an easy place to be. Yeah, really. Such a weird mounting system. Anyway. So the question that I have is, do we want to use 7U spacebar or 6.25U? I'm almost exclusively a 7U spacebar kind of guy, like Win keyless layout. Oh no, don't open that. But I don't. I don't know. This board isn't super important to me, so I'm like on the fence about which one to do. Okay, cool. Then that's what we're doing, because I also believe that for the most part. 7U is the only way to go. And I didn't have a 7U spacebar for the keycap set that I'm planning on putting on here until recently. I mean, I have like a ton of other, well, so there's 2 keycap sets I'm considering putting on here. And both of them have that compatibility, but DSA Galaxy class on the all black board, or GMK Calm Depths. I guess I should switch focus to switch hitter and then bring it up. Probably be pretty useful for you guys. Boom, boom, boom.
Run free and dive into the sky.
Yeah, I agree. We're doing 7U space power. I can't not. 7U for me. What is this? Maybe this isn't mapped, because it doesn't register anything at all. Unknown what that is. I mean, it says page up on it. Okay. Well, what we're gonna do is real simple. Like real simple. Because I have an extra PCB, I'm gonna test to see if the other one has any functionality in that spot. Maybe it's just a mapping thing. Or a systemic problem, maybe? Okay. I actually don't know what these are mapped with. Like, I don't think they were QMK compatible. In fact, I'm fairly certain they weren't. Whatever. That's not that big of a deal. God, this is such a heavier plate. I'm not gonna add it though. Because I think this board will end up getting rebuilt at some point with something else. And I will use its plate then. What are we doing wrong here? That's the one. We're just gonna do this whole numpad. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so you had the same issue with your Punchy 1800. It runs boot mapper. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was guessing that probably it wasn't tied to anything, especially since I tried the other PCB. So if you had one, I have a question for you. Did you get an extra PCB? And if you did your top case have a scratch on it? Because I know I'm not the only one who had a scratch on their top case. I was really gonna hold off on building this on stream until they sent something back, but it's been delayed long enough, and they've said that they're making a new one for me, but they have other stuff that's a priority, which I understand. Are we doing stepped or normal caps? I need to look at the keycap set to make sure that to look at Galaxy class to make sure that it even has stepped caps. I'm not sure it does. I mean, I guess it would be weird if it didn't, but weirder things have in fact happened. Yeah, Bootmapper is not good. Bootmapper is junk. You only got one. Your kit had. Yeah, so the case issues were absolutely related to. Were absolutely related to the extra PCB. The connector on the extra PCB was sitting face down on the top of the case, the way they packed it. So this doodad, the USB-C connector back, just scratched the crap out of the case and gouged it. Fairly deep. What is it that I was just asking about this? Oh, keycap set. One second. Guys and gals. Here's my original set. Definitely doesn't have that. My secondary. Oh. Was under something. Got it. I don't think it does support it. Yeah, I think the one that was on the Discord was mine, but somebody else posted an image of theirs that was scratched. Yeah, I thought that was not a stepped caps lock. So we will be doing standard caps, which is weird. Weird. I almost never build that way. And we can also use this. Whoosh. Yeah, that was mine. For those of you that hang out until the end, by the way, I have a wee little bit of a teaser I will show you guys. And I haven't listened to them yet, so I don't know. I'll do a proper review of them, but for the first time on stream that I know of, maybe someone else got some, so maybe they got some already and tested it. But for the first time that I know of, at least on stream, we will check out Zeliostotl V2 stems from HB Heroin Bob. Just stick around till then, and that's what you're in for. Yeah, it's unfortunate that mine was scratched like that, but I mean, I don't know what you're gonna do about it, you know? Like, there's not a lot to be done. Like I said, though, they're gonna supposedly send me a new one. Don't worry, though. I will report back and let everyone know. Of course. Of course I will let everyone know. Because if they don't, that's really crappy, right? And I'll just have to get a new anno job and refinish it. The problem is that the gouge is deep enough that just scratching that one, I don't think is, or just like sandblasting it clean, I don't think is going to be doable. So like it might realistically need to be like polished out and then Bondo this section flat and then like put paint over it instead of anno. And if that's the case, then I'll Cerakote it. I have one other board that I need to do some crazy work like that too. And that I will build on stream at some point in the near future too. That's the fake Skog, which I'm not a fan of knockoffs. I don't support that thing. I was pretty new to the community when I bought it, and I regret buying it. But I have it, but I'm not going to sell it because I don't want it to like... I don't want that kind of thing to perpetuate and change the pricing that real Skogs demand or anything like that. So it's just going to be mine forever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Perfect. It seems like a solid case otherwise. Honestly, like if mine weren't damaged, I don't think I'd have very many complaints about it so far. Like seriously, it seems like a nice case, and it was $400. I believe it's 400 or 440, somewhere around there. So all told, that's actually not that bad, right? For the quality of the board, anyway. With the exception of the scratch. I'm doing 7, right? 1, 2. Yeah, 7. Okay. So anyway, we'll get to lubing these up real quick. Man, we're gonna have all sorts of extra screws because of the fact that it has that weird, that's super bizarre bottom or top mounting. Coasty Panda, how did you mount yours? Did you mount yours as, I mean, I'm guessing you did top, not the weird tray mount thing that they have going on there? Like, that's bizarre. Actually, didn't look at the, actually, there's no way to tray mount it because there's no holes in the actual plate to put the screws through on the PCB. So it won't be tray, but it would be like bottom edge mount. That'd be weird. So yeah, I'm curious how you built yours. Right, because a bunch of these screws aren't going to be able to be used again. Because I can't, from the inside of the case, mount the top and the PCB to the bottom and the plate to the top. Right, it's just not possible. As far as I can tell, it should not be possible. Yeah, top mount's superior in general. Just super odd to me. Also, if anybody is having an issue with the volume or whatever of the music, or my voice for that matter, you guys let me know. I mean, maybe they just put that stuff in there so that they could, like, hold it down. Hold everything in place for shipping, which, you know, irony of ironies, because they didn't use enough foam. Well, they didn't use any foam between the case and the extra PCB and plate. They just totally ruined the case anyway. I know it's a systemic thing, that thing, though, because someone else had the exact same problem and messaged me. I'm guessing, though, that that's a KP Republic thing, right? Because they're the ones who shipped it. I don't know. If they make it right, though, then I'd totally buy from them again. Despite the fact that it's taking a long time, like, if they do, in fact, make it right, like they say they will, then I think otherwise the quality seems to be nice on the board. The zeal stab goodness going on in here. Man, so many stabilizers when you're used to making TKLs, doing all these 1800s in a row. HBCP, then this. So many stabs. So many stabs. Okay. Get a little makeup brush out. Get all of our stabilizers all lubed up. And then, you know, it's been a little while since I've gone through this with all of you guys, but for anybody who isn't super aware, right, take a good little helping of this, of your lube. I'm using 205 grade 0, right, and you kind of just smear it on the wall. You can get a nice little coating like that. So not too heavy, but not really light. Right, you want to get that on both sides. Do. All right, getting these stabilizers going. Can't wait to do the actual build. Get this thing assembled. I anticipated this board a lot. It's crazy because it's one of the first keyboard group buys I think that I actually went on. Like everything else I got on the secondary market. So I was pretty anticipatory of this board's actual arrival. Get the white out of there so you guys can see the text. Yeah, I anticipated the actual board's arrival pretty strongly. So, like, I knew how, you know, group buys ran already, but it's like, man, I really wanted to be here already. Curious, Coasty Panda, how did you like it? How do you like your Punchy 1800, right? I mean, do you love it? Because I have a feeling that because I own other 1800s, I'm just gonna like it. Like, I'm not gonna love it, right? Like this CP 1800, this HBCP right here, I love. The TX 1800 V2 is super heavy, and I like it a bit. It's a nice board. The TKC 1800 I have is not my favorite board, but I don't hate it. I just don't really use it. I don't use it hardly at all, so having it is, it's cool and all, but just as like a comparison against other 1800s that aren't plastic. So that's kind of almost not fair to it, you know? Because there isn't really a way to compare it. It just is the vintage board that it is with a cool paint job. Which, as nifty as that is, kind of leaves it in this no man's land of not quite a custom, but looking kind of like a custom. Now, I will say the paint job is amazing. You also have a, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I like my TKC 1800 okay, I guess. And considering that it's a plastic case, it's kind of nice. Now, I have silent switches in mine, though. So, like I said before, it was one of the options for what I was going to do tonight was going to be to rebuild that with Box Navies in it and harvest my silence back out of it, because I feel like the clicky switch would actually kind of sound better in that cavernous plastic case. Like, it wouldn't ever be a daily driver at that point because, you know, it'd be a clicky. And as much as I like clickies, can't drive it all the time. Drive me crazy. Ten Strong, how you doing, man? Building this Punchy 1800 today, man. That's how we're doing. I'm liking it. I just got back from Seattle. Spent great time there. I had an amazing trip. Not just the Keeves, but the town is cool. I just had fun. It was nice. Good company. Great company, in fact. Great company. Great food. Great Keeves. It'll be hard for other meetups to live up to that, you know? It will. Yeah, these are some Zeal stabs, man. You know what's really crazy? I was at a Starbucks 2 days after the meetup, and I was actually wearing this Pimp My Keyboard shirt. Irony of ironies. I decided to wear it because I washed everything when I got back, so I decided to wear it from the stream. But yeah, so I was wearing this t-shirt, and somebody who worked in the Starbucks was like, "Oh man, I love your keyboard, or I love your shirt." He's like, "Do you I was like, "Oh yeah, that's these guys or whatever, Signature Plastics." And he's like, "Do you work for them?" And I was like, "No. Do you know who they are?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so I was like, "Oh, cool, man. No, I was at the Seattle meetup the other day." He's like, "Oh, I didn't go, blah, blah, blah." I just didn't really know about it because I wasn't paying attention. Like, I guess I'm just bad in the community. And I was like, well, yeah, it's super obvious that you could figure out where it is and whatever. But I was like, dude, that's crazy. Our community is big enough, apparently, that I'm running into people at Starbucks. It was cool, man. It was super cool. Yeah, it was awesome. It made me feel really good. I was like, hell yeah. Gotta love community, man. Gotta love like minds digging on the Keebs. Super odd though. I mean, I just really wouldn't have expected all that, you know? Like, almost never would I have been like, oh yeah, I'll meet somebody outside of the meetup who knows about keyboards. It was the day that I left, so I actually ran into somebody at the airport too who was talking to me about keyboards. It was like all about like, yeah, I got a cool gaming keyboard, it's capacitive though. And I was like, oh yeah, that's totally not what like the community's all about, but that's cool. Yeah. Someone recognizing SP. It is pretty intense. Yeah, it's like, what the F? Where did this guy come from? Would never have guessed. It's actually weirder to me that the guy like recognized. I mean, and I'm not saying like no bad on him, whatever, you pay attention to whatever interests you, but it's actually kind of more surprising to me that he recognized the PMK Signature Plastics like thing, but then even though he lived in Seattle, did not know that the meetup was happening. I was like, what? That being said, there was some kind of a SoCal meetup that I didn't go to after I went to the NorCal meetup last year. That was my first meetup, so. Super bizarre, but even though I live in SoCal, like, I didn't know. But part of that is because I was looking for SoCal meetups at one point, and like when I was brand new, and it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do one, maybe, and then everything just kind of fell apart. And I've noticed that in other communities with LA, like noticed that in other like more global communities where like LA people will like lollygag and not actually get a fucking meetup set up. Like come on guys, don't look like a bunch of D-bags. If you say you're gonna make this meetup happen, make it happen. I don't know that that's the case with the LA guys, because in this community at least, but it definitely was in the other community I'm thinking of. Non-keyboards. I'm not gonna call anyone out. But I have been a member of a few different like communities driven around games or activities or hobbies or whatever over my life. Oh, what's up? How you doing, man? How you doing, Nathan? Too bad you weren't at Seattle, man. Would have been fun. But I heard, I mean, you went to KeyCon though, right? Which is pretty cool. I may end up at the Utah meetup next weekend. I'm almost sure of it. Because I'll just happen to be in Utah all next week. Which reminds me, I'm not going to stream next week because I have a work thing that's taking me to Utah. But I will probably end up at their meetup because it's close enough to there. So I'm probably just going to stay an extra day. Go to their meetup. Okay, so you missed Seattle, but you went to NorCal last year. I'm sure you're going this year because you're close. So don't feel too bad. And KeyCon sounds amazing. Is anyone else going to SoCal in December? I feel like that's gonna be fun. Nice, you're going? Sweet, dude. Well, I'll see you there. And it sounds like, I don't know, I saw Huey talk in a Discord about the NorCal meetup's date. And that date is open for me right now, so I'm totally planning on going. And it's only like a month earlier than that, so there's like all sorts of meetup action going on this year that I'm going to be attending. And a lot of people that like are cool in the community that I've talked to or met are too. Like Heine was saying in his Discord earlier that he's going to that. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, man, you should go. You should totally go, Nathan. I'm positive it'll be fun. I'm way looking forward to it. I am definitely looking forward to all of that goodness. So I brought a few boards to Seattle, which was crazy because I managed to bring 3 keyboards and all of my stuff, all of my clothes and stuff, carry on only, which made the flight experience way better. And one of them was this freaking HBCP, man. You asked if what my favorite for I think I like aluminum. I like aluminum in general as a plate. Yeah, dude, this thing is freaking awesome. I know Nathan's built one before. So, yeah, I'll just leave this up here right now until we get started soldering. Stainless is good too. I like brass too, but I mean, yeah, dude, this thing is awesome. This is the round 2 proto, so this should be like almost exactly what the final round is. There's a very slight difference that makes the regular one better. Also, the regular or the regular GB run is going to be offered in polycarb and purple polycarb, which oh my god, totally going to be trying to get in on that. I think I'm guessing there will be some kind of a lottery or a raffle or something though. Yeah, dude, I agree. I agree with that. There were people hitting me up telling me that it was awesome. That felt good, and I hope that people hit Heine up and told him, because I know he's like super excited about his board, and frankly, it's amazing. I love 1800 though. Love 1800. Favorite layout, including what we're doing today, which is not compact 1800, but just full up 1800. Did I try the one with OLED? Atomic Purple. Did I try that one with OLED? Are you talking about Satisfaction 75? That was on the same table as this? Um, 1800. What 1800 had? My brain is blowing up. What are you talking about? Did I miss an 1800 board that had an OLED? What board was it? A modern board? Well, it's OLED, so yes, a modern board. What board are you talking about, dude? Yeah, man, definitely find. I'm super curious. I loved some of the boards though that I saw. Honestly, the best boards I saw at this meetup. Well, let me start with the 3 that I knew I was going to see and I was excited about and didn't let me down, by the way, which were obviously this one, because actually while I built it before I left, I barely used it. I packed it up right after I built it and threw it in my luggage. So barely touched it before then, so I handled it there, obviously. But other than Heine's boards, other than this board, that other people brought, was Kepler. Kepler was freaking awesome. And J01. J01 was awesome, and I'm in on buys for both of those boards, and I cannot freaking wait. Cannot freaking wait for both of them. Like, they're super exciting. But there's 2 boards that were there that were really good, that I've never handled before, and that was Bauer. And by the way, Nathan, I felt the Bauer you built, which perfect, man. Those stabilizers were like absolutely spot on perfect. Good job, man. That was a really good build. Also, the board itself, just spectacular good. And then so there's 2 more. Send your payment soon. So yeah, right. Ooh, in for both. Yeah, I'm in on both of them. I can't wait, man. Can't wait for both. Yeah, so Bauer was amazing, and then Chimera. Chimera came out of nowhere for me. That's Upas's board, Cannon Keys. Chimera was like heaven. I love that board. That board was beautiful. It was one of the first boards that I saw there. That was somebody's, like, Upas just happened to be in the morning sessions that I went to, and before everybody staged all their board builds, I just was standing in there waiting for them to open it up, and Upas came up to me and he's like, "Hey dude, did you bring, you know, this and other stuff? What did you bring?" And I showed him, and then he showed me his. And so the Keplers that were at Seattle were Brian's Kepler was at Seattle, and then Brian's board, and then 159s. I don't think he built either of those, but they were both awesome. But Chimera was the shit, man. Chimera was awesome. And Upas was a super nice guy, but like his board, man, that thing is like perfect. Oh, and I am super disappointed that I didn't get an Unsatisfaction 75 now. That thing ran at the end of April when everything under the sun ran, and it was just one of the things I didn't jump in on, but it was so nice. It was freaking perfect, man. That was everybody look out for Chimera. That's gonna be some hotness. Although anybody looking at Bauer, Dixie released the info about how those are going to be available real soon, or recently he announced it, so you guys should be looking out for that. So I'm gonna try and jump in on an extra when they're around. I'm gonna try. And then one other thing that was really, really good, and if you guys, any of you guys get a chance to jump in on it, or looking at one, if you have a Kepler TKL or are in on it, but even if you're not, if you just like 65s, my eye is way out for Kepler 65, because the one that 159 brought to the meetup has an aluminum top, which is amazing, and that brass bottom, but the production run one is going to be forged carbon fiber top, and I'm way looking forward to it, because, well, I mean, it brings what Kepler brings looks wise, but you know, really happy you did Equal Mountain, a 100% custom from C3. Yeah, I've heard of the Mountain board. That's the one that has like the OLED screen up here, right? It's really big. Full size. Yeah, really big. I'll click on it. Sorry. That's the one where the bottom is all like embossed almost, right? Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Somebody had a mountain board there? Dang it. That makes me bummed that I didn't see it. So bummed. That's a rare board too. That's because that's like a really small Chinese group buy, I think, right? Like those are super rare. I would love to get one of those one day, because I love full size. I don't know if anybody knows that. Anybody who's watched my stream before, I actually like full size. I think it's a great layout. Yeah, I didn't try it, and I'm really bummed that I didn't, because that's so cool. I tried so many things though, and talked to so many people. Dang it, I just got lube all over my hand. Oh well. Happens. Yeah, I wish that I had, because that looks freaking awesome. Jax, what up, man? How is it going? That's a man that I want to talk to. You gonna You should get a prototype to a meetup sometime. To one of the big ones. Like, you should think about bringing. Are you going, first of all, to any meetups? I was actually thinking about you while I was at Seattle at one point. We were talking about Rukia. I mean, I was talking about Irma too, because I was like, yeah, that. Oof. Bath time. Tough, dude. 3 kids given bath time. Oof. Man, that Tiffany colored case is so nice. Now I'm gonna cry in a corner for missing. I don't think that group buy was super publicized or easy to get into. Well, maybe it was publicized, but there were just not that many boards, if I recall correctly, on Mountain. I mean, I don't think I was around for it. I don't remember what the date was on that doc, or on that post. But either way, I just don't think very many people got them. Oh, dude. Final product should be delivered before the next meetup, you think? I mean, which meetup? Because the next meetup that I know of is the next one that I'm going to, which is Utah in, not this coming weekend, but the one after. But the next Seattle, yeah, is in the future. Dude, if you get that, I'll tell you what, man, if you get a UHMW anything that you want built and taken to SoCal, I'm definitely going to that. Send it to me or have me build it or whatever. I'll bring it if you're not going, to show off that. I'm so looking forward to ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. Oof. Such an awesome thing. Yeah, NorCal's in November. I'm looking forward to it, and I know you'll get there eventually. I've looked at enough machining videos and stuff on ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. I know it's doable. It's just finding somebody who will take the time and do it for a cost that's reasonable, and then getting it done. That is a little much. A wee bit much. Yeah, NorCal would be, I think, the one to take it to, size-wise. Rubbed a little bit of that off with my finger. There we go. Yeah, so I'm anticipating that Kepler coming soon. I'm anticipating that J01 sometime soon. Like real soon, I would expect. And then the next board anticipated for me is that one. Why did I do that? I think after those two come, the thing that I'd anticipate after that is Rukia. And I'm looking forward to it. I just think it'll show up after those two boards. Well, I don't know. I don't remember what the estimated arrival time was for Kepler. But it'll definitely come after J01. Still pretty skeptical. I mean, I don't know why. No, for one, okay, don't be skeptical about Palm. Palm was amazing. That shit blew me away. Serious, putting my hands on it and touching it was awesome. And I have that salamander with a PBT plate, and I hate that plate. I'm like not in love with that plate. But Palm though is awesome. September for Rukia. Okay, yeah, so that's That's soon, man. That's not that far off. I just didn't remember. So many things to keep in my mind about like when different buys are coming. I did jump in on peaches and cream, by the way. Anybody else here get peaches and cream and love that? Palm is legit. Yeah, UHMW though, so I don't know why anybody would be skeptical of it. You mean skeptical of the sound? Because I can't speak to that because we don't have a board made out of one yet, but, or I don't anyway. But I can say that as a material, it's an amazing material. I also know that machining it is totally doable. It's time consuming, but it's doable. Like, people machine things out of UHMW now. It's a thing. GMK Terra. I don't think I did see GMK Terra. Or if I did, I don't remember which one it is. Oh, you mean plaster creep? Having screws fastened directly to it? I don't think it's a problem, dude. I mean, unless you're torquing them down way deep. Depends on the thread pitch, but I have some stuff in my garage that's made out of ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. Oh, come on. Did I really? Perfect. That fixed. Next run. Oof. Injection molded. So it is definitely going to be injection molded now? That's awesome, dude. It's actually really awesome. I need to pay more attention to like some of the discords. The last 2 months has been a killer for me. I've been so busy. It's been hard for me to keep up on news. Like, feels bad. I've just been so swamped that, like, for keyboards, all I've really been doing is keeping up on builds that I had scheduled, and even then I like didn't advertise for a while to reduce the load going into a time where I knew that I was going to have work obligations that were going to take me traveling to where I wasn't going to be available. So that's why I'm doing my own build right now, right? I posted recently to get more business because I'm kind of counting on the lag time for it. Because there will be a little bit of lag time before stuff shows up to like let me handle the business stuff that I gotta handle. So if I miss a board build or whatever, I'm not blowing somebody else's schedule. It's just my own stuff. Yeah, I like Mizu is basically set of the year for you. Okay, I'm really looking forward to Mizu as well. I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's been so many sets this year. I think 8008 is probably going to be set of the year for me. If I'm being honest, so far, based on what I've seen so far, I'm thinking it's going to be 8008. But Mizu was hot, dude. Well, I guess it was cool because it was water, but you know. I'll totally be checking out Terra. Feel free to post in here, by the way. links to stuff like that. I have no problem with it. I will never be weird about that. Just no links to, like, you know, inappropriate things, because then that would be bad. Mizu or Shoko? Oof, dude, Shoko's so good. Rip, you missing the flipper sale on Z Frontier by 10 minutes. Oh no, what? What are you talking about? Oh, you did. Sorry. Weird. It's loading slow for a second. Ooh. Okay, that's a hot set, man. That's actually gonna look really good. Nice green set, huh? Looking forward to that. Posted a few sets of Shoko, Moto, and others. Moto was amazing. Okay, so Modern Dolce is a freaking amazing set. It's one of my favorite sets that I own, for real. Shoko's really nice though too. I like this camping as well, of course, but I'm lucky too. Like, I got in on camping like on the secondary market, and dude didn't have a rip-off price or anything. I just happened to be paying attention on Mech Market at the right time. What I didn't jump in on though is Hamon this year, and that's a bummer. And actually, somebody at the meetup said they have an extra, and I need to hit them up to buy it because they're freaking awesome for being willing to give it up. Do you feel more prone to lighter sets? Yeah, I think sets with contrast look really good in general, but not like clashing contrast, right? The colors have to be complementary, so it's easy to pick white as a color because it complements more things, right? I'm like still kind of like, do I get Vaporwave before it disappears? But it's hard to choose, right? Terra does look nice. You thought a lot of people were disappointed in which? No, Jax, you're good, man. Don't feel bad at all. I don't care if they were disappointed. It looks good, man. It looks good to me. Like, I saw it in real life there, and I thought it was fine. At Seattle, I thought it was good. Like, no qualms. I would have paid what it cost for it, and the person who's willing to sell it to me said that they're willing to sell it to me for pretty much like what it costs plus shipping. And they're in NorCal, and they'll be going to NorCal, so I may just like pay them and tell them to hold on to it, because I'm not in a rush. I mean, not that the shipping is that much, but like, whatever. I have so many boards and sets that it's not like a big deal. I'll just have them hold on to it. I'll end up driving to NorCal anyway, so, you know, pick it up. Yeah, so they had, other people did. I don't love it, but I think it was okay. And for $100, because that's what that set ended up costing before shipping and tax and stuff, it was $100 for just the base kit, which, that's good, man. Okay, so let's get this build started. Yeah, it's not gonna be a surprise too. I mean, for me, like, I saw it, I liked it. Man, I love this board. Favorite board right here, right now. Absolutely. All right. Get this punchy going. Whoosh. Get our stabilizers going. I think after Modern Dolch, favorite set that I can remember getting in on as a group buy that I'm happy with, that I'm like extraordinarily happy with, is Shoko. Yeah, Shoko. No, actually, I'll take that back. That I can ever remember jumping in on, that I think was the best. In fact, back up past Modern Dolch, best set I ever purchased. White on black. Best. Goes with literally everything. Light, dark, whatever. USBs that stick out bug me ever. Stick out, like, does this bother me because it sticks out on the PCB? Like, it's not gonna stick out on the case. So here's the thing, right? The problem is when you're like testing stuff out, you don't want to snap it off. That's literally the only thing I worry about. And they're more durable than they seem. But still, you want to be careful. So they bug me that way. No, I have not had problems with them breaking, but I've been fairly careful to avoid such things. I mean, I'm not that careful, like, but I have not had them break off. I know that's way too many, but whatever. Yeah, so I don't know. They haven't bugged me. But, you know, try and avoid breaking them for sure. Oop. Nope, that's the way. I mean, this is pretty much like the most critical moment, is when you're putting all this together right here, honestly. After assembly. Yeah, I have not seen it be a failure point with most customs. I have seen it be an issue on customers' boards where they've broken them off themselves. I just haven't broken them off. I think people who build their own boards, who don't know what to be careful with and what not to be, sometimes probably break them. That being said, watch some build videos before you do a board. Frankly, that's the way to do it, right? Because then you know what to avoid mostly and what not to. Watch somebody else do it, build some confidence through, or vicariously, I guess, you know. But this is definitely the like most dangerous moment when you're doing this part of it, because you're most likely to apply too much pressure to that connector. I've not seen it be a common failure point though. I mean, for customers, sometimes they break stuff, but hopefully that's why you buy extra PCBs. I mean, I guess some people don't. I always try and buy an extra PCB with a board, or for a board if I can get a hold of one. Especially a board where like it's not otherwise commonly available, like this board. I guess if you're buying like an A87 board, you don't really need to worry about it. Right? Because you could just get a board whenever, wherever. But then again, I just carry some extra boards. I probably have 6 6 extra A87 boards sitting in this room right now. Maybe 7, actually 7 extra. I have 7 extra. Then again, I guess I'm building boards for other people, right? You should have done that prior to your first build. Now you're too deep with one more on deck to build, so no issues that weren't fixable. Oh, are you saying you should have done this? Like, or bought extra? Putting washers, or what are you talking about? You should have done before. What did I miss? First build was 7.5 macropad. Should have watched builds. Oh yeah, I messed all out of the macropad. Then you did an Ortho 48, great for learning. Ergo travel. Actually, so I've not built one, but pro tip, in the like Top Clack mod house, we did like some after party drinking-ish stuff. I did with them, with their mods, and some other people showed up who were cool and good to meet. Anyway, they mentioned something, and I've never built one of these, but I believe it to be like a great thing, and I actually just recommended it to somebody who hit me up for advice on building. Practice 60. I think the practice 60 is probably like the way to do, right? I mean, it seems like a good idea to me. That's what it was made for. It's cheap. You end up with some sort of functioning keyboard afterward. And I mean, I looked it up. Like, I knew it existed. I just never really paid attention to it before. But I always try and pay attention when people start talking about stuff like that. Because I do have a number of people that contact me and are like, you know, I want to do whatever, or I need to learn about whatever so I can build my whatever. And even though I post board services, right? Like, I still do this thing because it's fun interacting with the community and like helping it and making sure that it has what it needs, right? Whether it be me building as a build service or educating or whatever. So the education part of it, this is important to me. So like, I'm always paying attention when people say stuff like that, and I believe that to be true. After looking at it, like, I think that's like, if you just want to learn to solder, like you don't have confidence in your soldering skills, build one of those. In fact, I'm tempted to do a build stream of a practice 60. You know what? I'm thinking about it now. I'm probably going to prioritize that. I will do that sometime soon. Like, do a build stream of it and then edit that video for posting on YouTube to shorten it for content, right? I'll probably do the stream and then with the captured video actually cut it down and make reduced content effectively out of it. Like, I'll record just the raw build channels without the overlays and stuff, because I really do want that to happen. Wow, I have not been paying attention to, I just realized. Yeah, okay, cool. I think I'm gonna do that because I really do want that. Like, that's important. People need to be able to connect with that and see that and have that kind of content. Giving me ideas, guys. I'm gonna have to do that. Did I do one too many stabs? I did do one too many stabs. Damn it, I think I did this on the last 1800 build too in my mind somehow. I did 7, not 6. Oh well. Both my builds, so turns out that's okay. You know what, I'm literally gonna try and remember to do that and buy a freaking practice 60 soon. Yeah, I'll just order one. They're super inexpensive. I'm literally going to do it like tonight when I'm done with this stream. And I'll make that one of my upcoming builds soon. Man, if I actually get a bunch of orders though, I'll have to fit it in. Whatever, I'll do it. I'm gonna figure it out. That's important content. By the way, anybody who missed it earlier, who wasn't here, Nathan, I don't know if you're here or if you like MX Clickies at all, but anybody who's here now who didn't see this earlier, I have not put these in a switch housing yet, but these are some enough for a build, a small build, because I only asked for that many because I jumped in on the group buy. But these are Aristotle V2 stems. So if you're here at the end, everybody, I'll make sure that we hear them sound off on stream. And I'll put them in a Zelio V2 housing. And I'll put them in one of these Utemo housings that HB Hero and Bob sent with them. I want to make sure you guys are around and can hear it. I mean, obviously anybody can watch the VOD to hear it again, but you know. You guys will be the first. I don't know if anybody else showing them off yet on stream or produced content for that matter. So this will be the first place, as far as I know. Yeah, not that I'm aware of either. But I want to hear how they are. I haven't heard yet. I'm sure you guys want to hear it too. Because, well, if you like clickies at all, you're a bit of a goon. I understand, man. I do. Okay. Boom. Stabilizers all inserted. Let's check that they all work. Yeah, work. Okay. I don't know that you're a goon, but I'm glad that somebody else watches the news more than, well, everybody watches the news more than me right now. I'm bad about it. I'm real bad about it. But I loved Zelio Stottles, so I'm super excited about that. Rama's doing silicone keycaps for 8008? What? What? Is this some kind of a joke? That's funny as shit. Is just the outside silicone? My titty caps. Right. Yes. Yes, guys. It's like hard to wrap my head around. Maybe it is. I mean, that's weird if it is, but maybe it is. It's possible, right? All right, so let's get this going, boys and girls. These are just 62 gram Zelios. No lube, no special anything. Just 62 gram Zelio switches. So this supports, hopefully it supports 1515. Pretty sure it does. Pretty sure that's what I'm looking at. Like the stem looks custom. Yeah, I mean, dude, it might be full silicone. Like, I totally believe that it's possible. That's an odd choice. I would not have expected it. So what I was saying before, by the way, about needing to be careful of the stem not breaking off because you were talking about it, Telestrom, or 10 strong rather. Yeah, this is the part where you have to be the most careful. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty stoked for that set. That set is fucking fire, dude. Fire. So this is weird to do this without stepped caps, but I want to put that keycap set on, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay, that looks like enough anchors. Be right back, gas price dropped. Right. That's funny. You going to buy like 10,000 gallons of fuel right now? Alrighty then. Here we go, guys. This iron all hot. Hot, hot, hot like fire. Not quite that hot. All right. All right, here we go. Oof, dirty tip. always clean your tips, guys and girls. It's important for everybody to clean their tip, right? Let's get this going too. So we're not breathing in solder fumes. Man, I gotta be at work like super early tomorrow, like on the random. Didn't expect it till today. But you know what? It's build stream day, so I get to just suck it up. Because you guys are important. Because builds are important to me. All right. Get our corner anchors in. I'm always curious to see how other people do this. Like, I watch other people who build cubes anchoring in, and like, I don't think they're doing it wrong. I don't. I think plenty of people are doing it just fine. But like, I learned to solder. I worked for a place at one point in my life, shortly after high school. It's kind of like a gas money job, you know, while going to school, that made real high-end audio amplifiers. Like real high-end with tubes in them. So I learned to solder on fairly large PCBs, and I learned for the through-hole components that were large, because there were a couple of really big ones, to anchor all of that stuff. Pick things in the corners, you know, get those components in that will hold everything together. I thought about buying some helping hands, but it's hard to find helping hands that are big enough to hold onto a keyboard. I mean, I can get them to hold on like this, like clamp on these ends, but not really these. That'd be a giant helping hands. Like really giant. Oof. Put my finger right down on that hot switch pin. It's fine right at first, but after a second, it was like, ooh, a little warm. Yeah, so I like watching other people's builds to see how they like do stuff technique wise. Okay, come on. Man, I need another water. I mean, I have like regular water, but I want another flavored water. You know this guy. What up, Geo? Dude, how are you? So nice to see you again, man. Could you could get a few and put one on either side. Yeah, I could. I don't think I need quite that many though. You do know this guy. Man, it was so nice to meet you. You're still dehydrated. Well, I'd offer to get you water, but you're far away now. I'm sorry, dude. You're dehydrated. It was super good meeting you. In fact, it was super good meeting that whole crew. Everyone was super cool. Still dying. I'm sorry, man. I hope you actually aren't sick and you're doing okay. That was a really cool time, man. And that burger place that we all ate at, what was that nonsense? Oof, that was so good. It was so good. And it hit the spot so much. I was so hungry after the meetup. This is a thing to remember, guys. When you go to a meetup, bring a snack. Bring a snack, because you're going to want to hang out there all day. And if they don't serve food on site, you're going to get hungry. Like at Seattle. No food on site. Gotta leave the school that it's on. Apparently it's the runner-up burger. Oh no, is there a better burger place? Other restaurant is better according to heat loss. Okay. I mean, I believe it, but the thing is we just needed to, we all needed food. We needed to make a decision. Someone had to do it. Because we were lollygagging, and I was starving. I'll take runner-up. If that was runner-up, I'll take it, because that place was freaking awesome. I actually don't remember what it was called either. I have to look at the lift in my phone to see where it is that we went. It was your first meal of the day. Oh, yeah. That's rough, dude. All I had before that was Starbucks. Like, food from Starbucks. So nothing crazy. Like a muffin sandwich thing. You need a burger. That's the one. That's what it was. It was really good. I mean, it wasn't like the best burger joint in the entire world, but it was pretty fantastically good. Considering we were just like, Yelp, help us. So I am building Punchy 1800, and check out what else I'm going to do tonight, Geo, if you're around. These are Aristotle V2 stems. I'm going to throw them in some housings right at the end of this. We're going to listen to them. I'm going to see if they sound as good as OG Stottles. I don't know if you like clickies at all, but yeah, that one was closer. Yeah, Helox did recommend it, and it was a great. Clickies are poop, but looks interesting. I thought that's how you felt. I thought that's what I remembered you saying when you were at the meetup, something like that, like you hate clickies. But you know what, man, that's okay. I don't hate linears or clickies or tactiles, but I do like tactiles the most, and then clickies next, and then linears. That's not anything against linears, though. I think linears are fine. Like, they are fine. So that would have to be... This has got to be 1.5U, right? You know what? We're going to have to try it, guys. We're going to have to try it. I'm going to have to make sure. Don't worry. I'll be right back. Be right there. Yep, those are the ones. Okay, I was right. It did look right. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody's entitled to like or dislike whichever ones they want, but for me, I would never use clickies like all the time and drive people crazy. I don't even like using them all the time, but there's something about the click that brings back that old like nostalgia of using vintage cubes. So I have to like, clickies aren't subjective, they're just bad. Dang, dude, that hurts. So I just have bad taste then, I guess. But not all my taste. I mean, at least I like Unita Burger and Zelios and HBCP and Kepler and J01 and Chimera and Bauer. Oof. And Kepler 65. Man, so many good boards at that meetup. So many good boards at that meetup. Man, that's way better than my experience with NorCal was. Don't get me wrong, NorCal was cool, but I saw way more interesting stuff at that meetup than I did at the other one, at NorCal last year. So Gio, I know you're, kind of on the other side of might as well be the world for how long I'm sure it takes to get back and forth across. But what is the next meetup you think you'll go to? And more specifically, any that I'll probably see you at anytime. Should have stolen more keeps. You were definitely in the right spot to do it, man. Montreal in 8 days. Montreal, cool, man. I'm not gonna go to Montreal in 8 days, but it sounds like I'm gonna end up in Utah. Not this coming weekend, but the one after. What is that? Is that 8 days? Sure. Let's say that. Because I'll be in Utah for something already. And like real close to there. And my plan was to leave the day before, so I'll just stay for an extra day. You'll be at VMworld. Ooh. Could be able to go to that if I wanted to. I could go to that if I wanted to. Wait, too bad it's the wrong month. Is VMworld in August? Are you sure? Because my org was actually looking at sending some people to VMworld, and I was considering. Is it really? Oof. It's 25th through 29th? Can't do it. Well, no, I think I have something on the 27th. I don't know, though. One of me and two other people who need to be at that same thing, one of the three of us would likely go to VMworld. Oof. I'll get back to you, man. I'll get back to you. But it'd be cool to meet up, man. Again, you're a super cool dude. And I wanted to buy you guys beers, but when we got there, I was like, cool, we'll go out. And then everybody was like, don't go out. We have too much beer. Drink the beer here. So it's like, okay. Barcelona one. Oof. See, that sounds cool. Dixie left at 5? Are you joking? Whoa. Guy's a party animal. I probably could have made it to 5, but I don't know. It was, I needed to make it back to mine and sleep. Like, sleep was important. It was super fun hanging out with everybody. It really was, like, extraordinarily. You died somewhere north. I know, you went to bed. It felt like you passed out early. Anyway, that was an amazingly fun trip. And everyone who was there that I met, hung out with at least, was super cool. I look forward to more meetups in the future for sure. I'm definitely going to NorCal. I'm definitely gonna go to SoCal. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go to Utah. I will be missing my next stream next week, unfortunately, as a result of going to Utah. Not the meetup, but going during the week. But that's okay. It was planned stuff where I will have to miss a stream or work. Feels bad, but I may make it up with some chores videos that I need to do because I do in fact need to desolder some more Alps. I do. Like a bunch of Alps need to be desoldered. I don't know. I've got some of my own boards to come, and then I'm gonna try and get. I think I'm gonna get, like I was saying earlier. Yeah, go ahead, man. I'm gonna get that practice 60 going just to do some produced content and a stream out of it. Like, I think it'll be fun, relaxed. Yeah, should be good, man. Should be great. You know what, guys? I'm actually gonna step away for 1 second and grab another water too, but for me, it'll actually probably be more like 15 total seconds. I just gotta run to my fridge real quick in my kitchen. All right, guys, give me 1 second. Cat's trying to get in. Super dumb. Okay, scored the Canadian $1.4 per liter or $3.98 per gallon. Is it really? That's not too far off from here. I think it's about $3.70 maybe a gallon right now. In California. That's cheap. I believe it. Every time I've been to Canada, the gas has been expensive. It seemed expensive to me. Yeah, and BC actually seems like where it would be more expensive because of the lack of pipelines. And I don't think you guys have refining up there either, right? In fact, I'm pretty sure there isn't. You think you paid $2.65 last a gallon? Where are you located, Flasian? If you don't mind me asking. But that begs the question, right? Where are you located roughly? Because we need a pipe We need a pipeline, but the hippies. Oof, dude. Oof, dude. I mean, I actually agree that we need to stop using oil, not because I don't like using oil. I mean, I have lots of cars. I'm into a lot of cars. I have some cars. And where I'm at, there's like everything requires driving in California. But I agree that we need to, because plastics. Because that same oil gives us plastics. And more oil for plastics is more important, because we're going to need to make those for a long time. Because we need more Palm plates and Palm keyboards. And I'm apparently effing stupid for not getting it on Sirius. Damn it, that board felt so good. But right now you need cheaper gas to stay here. Sorry, man. I really am. That does suck. But yeah, gas is expensive where I'm at for the States. And actually, if you were in, if you went to Seattle, you'd see that gas prices in Seattle were expensive as well for the States. In Washington State. Inflation, man. How do you like South Dakota? I've only ever spent any time in the Black Hills of South Dakota, and I loved it. It's a beautiful place. I spent like one evening in Rapid City. It seemed alright. Like, the Black Hills were something else, but I'm guessing not a ton of people actually live there, as far as the population of the state goes. No, it's whatever. Probably get an electric car after some years of work. Maybe like 2025. Maybe. I mean, I think they're going to become more economical as time goes on, right? Because if you think about it, like, Teslas are like the best example of electric cars right now, and not just for the luxury, but like for total performance and ease of operation and maintenance, I guess. Lifespan, whatever. In a lot of ways. But they're super luxury car, right? So it'll get better, I think. Chevy Bolts are cheap. 39K Canadian after rebates. 400 kilometer range. Okay. Gotta look into lifespan and maintenance. Yeah, I mean, Chevy Bolts are cheap. You're right. So the problem with where I live is that's actually not enough range between places that can charge that thing quickly. Like, California has really wide open spaces. I mean, yes, it has big cities. I don't live in a big city. Like, for me, the better option would be natural gas, if there were natural gas things around more in the sticks. Electric would be better if there was electric charging stations that could charge it quickly in the sticks. And when that comes, I'm all about it. But I've made a trip through Death Valley all in one day, like from where I'm at through Death Valley, and stopped in a couple places and back to my place. And that was 500 miles all in one day. and it wouldn't have been like a Tesla can't make that loop. Doesn't have that range. Even the P90s and the P100s. P100s are probably coming real close to being able to do it though. Yeah, and they'll start getting there just as a result of the fact that, I mean, like, there will be used ones on the market. Prices will just fall naturally as more competition comes out. Like, there are reasons that they'll get cheaper. Production processes will get less expensive because we'll be making more of them. Blah, blah, blah. But there are serious environmental concerns with that too, right? Violin Strap, thanks for following, man. I appreciate it. I really do. Loving them follows. Yeah, like they have environmental concerns. Battery disposal, but battery. I mean, I think the right answer to that is finding ways to recycle them, like with lead for lead acid batteries. But the lithium is really environmentally unfriendly to mine, to make into batteries, and to use and to dispose of. Like, it's just pretty toxic stuff. So there are definitely environmental concerns, but welcome to being a human, right? Like, there is no 100% non-impact way of doing this thing that we do called life. I mean, not in modern society. I guess there's a pretty non-impactful way of doing it if you want to live in, like, not not the types of structures that we have now. I don't know why I'm doing all these first, but I am. You can live a happy life up there. Yeah, I'm sure you can. Northern BC seems like it'd be nice. True story. I've been to the point where BC, Yukon, and Alaska all intersect at a single point. Real interesting. Wonder if anyone else here has been, and if anyone remembers if they have been there. There's a train that goes there. Since there are so many other hippies. Tell me how you really feel, 10 Strong. I'm not hating on hippies. I'm from California, so if I hated on them, I would be crazy. But I will say that we always have to be realistic about our goals, right? I think getting to a point where we're mostly using electric cars is totally doable. Actually, like, completely reasonable, in fact. I think it's a natural progression, or where we're mostly on electric cars. It's just going to take some modification of our current system. And I don't know if it's a hippie thing, like, so much as just like an efficiency thing. But it does put an awful lot of our eggs in one basket. Like, the electric grid then becomes a single point of failure for basically human life. And the electric grid does have its problems. Oh god, patchouli. You guys. Ugh. Hippies. That's literally one of the few problems, like true problems I have with hippies. The patchouli. Can't stand that smell. Cannot stand it. It's not deodorant, guys. It just smells like patchouli. Blah. Don't love it. It's a scent that does not appeal to me even a little bit. I get that there are plenty of people who it does appeal to. I'm just unequivocally not one of them. Electric grid. Oh wait, there's a city in northern BC that somewhat regularly has measles outbreaks. What? Measles? Get vaccinated. It blows my mind that hippies and anti-vax are same thing. Electric grid mostly only has problems in the States compared to Canada. I mean, our grids are connected. So, and they're constructed the same way, right? Like there's like we have treaties, I think, to standardize that, or maybe not treaties, but we have standards that standardize that between our two countries. I think your grid operates the same way, so it's just as vulnerable to issues, overloads, like malicious attacks. It's just that it's hotter here. So in the summer, when everyone's running their air conditioner, it has more like stress put on it. But I don't think it's fundamentally more secure or stable. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm mistaken. You work in hippie capital city. Oh, you work in... Oh, Santa Cruz. Okay. Nice, man. Nice. Santa Cruz is nice. Yeah. Major source of money. That's cool. I'm glad that we are your neighbors and we get to buy it then. That being said, I still don't think it's actually less vulnerable. It's just you guys have over provisioned, which is good. I mean, where are you guys getting the energy from, I guess? That's a good question. Like, is it natural gas generation, or... Like, I wish the US had more nuclear reactors, because power would be much cheaper. Like, once upon a time, back in the day, in a previous career, I worked for a company that was relatively big. You all would have heard of, and might make fun of me now if I told you about it, so I won't. Anyway, we built a data center in Chandler, Arizona, and power there was incredibly cheap because of nuclear power generation outside of Phoenix. And it turns out that it's very cheap. Now, I realize the chance of disaster is really high. We've had a couple major ones, Chernobyl, Fukushima, and a bunch of smaller ones that people don't really talk about anymore. One even very close to where I grew up. It was like hidden from the public for a long time. Anyway, it does require a lot of care to not be a problem, but the cost is so low once it's in operation. You have 20% of the world's fresh water. Yeah, that's a crazy amount, isn't it? Outside the Great Lakes. Country as a whole. That is a lot of the fresh water. I wonder how much the US has. California, I think, has like a negative. Like we just drain the water from everywhere else to support life here, which is crazy. Almost done. So I don't know if you heard me earlier. I think you were getting water, Geo, but I think I'm gonna do a stream after the talks that everyone was having when we were there about Brutal 60, and then, or not Brutal, about Practice 60. And then I was like looking it up. I'm like, man, these are so cheap and such a good idea. I think I might do a video, like a stream of one, but record the content separately and do like some produced content of it to show people like, hey, this is how you get cheaply to a good build. Like an instructional video to use it almost through my lens. Oh, Felician, take it easy, man. I gotta work early tomorrow too. So I feel you. Pretty sure there are moose in the US. There are moose in the US. There are, in fact, moose in the US. I think technically there might actually be some moose even in California, which blew me away the first time I heard it. But somebody had told me that was true. That there's like moose hunting in California, which crazy to me. But that all being said, oh, there's some in Montana. There's a shit ton of them in Alaska. Like way too many. There's some. Did I say Wyoming? Montana, Wyoming. Maybe this is like a... No, it doesn't seem like it is. Okay. Oh. Did I know that the killer whale is the moose's only known predator? I mean, humans are predators of moose. So that's definitely not true. Other moose. Yeah, that might be true. They just piss each other off. I don't know. I mean, I believe it doesn't seem that unreasonable. Like, that orcas would potentially be willing to prey on. The mooses. The mooses. That's crazy that they eat them though, like that. I didn't know that. I mean, it sounds plausible enough, I suppose. That's crazy. Like, how do you... Okay. So check this out, Geo. I've waited so long to build this because of this nonsense scratch that I got delivered with. It's okay though. Supposedly they're making me a new one. We shall see. We shall see. That's a lot of keys. It is a lot of keys. Like a ton of them. Literally, yes, we are. Actually, what aren't they predators of? Yes. I don't know. They kill people. They kill all sorts of things. I have a shirt that has a seal on the front of it, a picture of a seal, like a cartoon image of a seal, and like a thought bubble, and it says, "Orcas are real assholes." I thought it was pretty funny. Yeah, it was a ton of keys. You're correct, and I don't know if it's not too many for me. I like 1800, but I understand Sophia Wolfex. I really do. Some people like fewer keys. Fewer of the switches. They kill hopes and dreams too. Oh. I am like super excited for this board. What did I lube those seals with? Nothing at all. They're 62 gram unlubed Zelios. So 62 gram. I like thicker lubes that make switches real light. 62 grams are so light that I'd normally prefer to use. 3204 would be like the thickest thing I'd be willing to use on them, really, frankly. Yeah, you're probably right. The thing is I'm not planning on having this together forever because of this thing. When they do replace the top, or if they don't, and then I have to go get this thing fixed by like sanding this thing down, well, sandblasting it sanding this section down a little bit, filling it with Bondo, probably, and then Cerakoting it, the whole board. If I have to do all that work, I'm taking it back apart. Either way, even if I have to replace the top, I'll probably just take it apart and rebuild it. I wanted to get it together. I want to check it out. I want to see if I even like the board. So that being said, so what I don't like about this, all these Phillips head screws, oh, don't worry about the intro, man. Whatever. You can always ask what I'm doing, what I'm building the board with. When it gets intense enough, I'll create a build command, and then you guys can use that. But we're not there yet. I can usually just follow the chat. I do wish it had hex screws, though. Nothing wrong with, you know, some Phillips. Ooh, it made a good little, like, ping sound. Okay. Okay. Sweet. Now let's do some work to it. So there weren't any bump-ons with mine, but that's okay, because I got those somewhere. I have some extras. They may or may not be in here, unfortunately. Apparently. Actually weird, they're not in here, but... Almost don't believe that they're not here, that's weird. No way they're not here somewhere. Yeah, there they are. I was like, that's not possible. Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're going with it, but this is not going to sound as good as the HBCP, even if they were lubed. These need like a little bit of the edge trimmed off. To seat well. And I'm gonna fix it in just a second. Once I get some all on there. You know what? I don't know what I'm doing with this. Why am I doing it this way? Especially when I have a cutting mat. This is way harder than it looks. What I need is one, a new blade on this. Two, yeah, I'm gonna have to put new ones on here at some point. Yeah, that's not gonna work. To shave those down, I'm gonna have to do something else. These ones are trash. That's okay. No bump-ons for now. Apparently. That's what you get when you buy Punchy, because I did not have those with my board. Hey, Muppinov, thank you for following, man. I appreciate that. I really do. All right. So anyway, forget that, because that's going to be annoying. It's crazy. The ano is really hard on the rest of this. Sorry, it just got some junk from the desk on there, on the rest of the board. So I'm kind of surprised that, like, well, I guess it did just kind of bang around for a while. But I was gonna say I'm kind of surprised that it like scratched right there when they did this. Oh well. What I'm getting at is how are the springs? Did he give me any punchy switches? I didn't. I haven't tried them in the past. And I don't know how his springs are. Sorry. What use am I? Probably. Right? What use am I to you? No, I didn't get any. I haven't tried his stuff at all, really, outside of this. I hope they're good, though. You thinking about getting some? Or do you have some, or what's the deal? Have some that you haven't tried? That'd be weird. Yeah, I do, and it is pretty nice, man. I have to say. It appears to be, anyway. Scooped it is. We are doing scooped. Wondering if they would be an alt for Sprit quality. Oh, yeah, that's I don't know, man. That's a hard thing, right? But I don't really like Sprit springs. I try not to support them. Yeah, do they? Oh, ruh-roh. That needs straightening. Well, that'll have to come later. Yeah, so I try not to support his stuff because he's ripped people off in the past. In the community, right? And there's evidence of it. I have some of his stuff from before I knew about it, and people send me some of his stuff sometimes. Not hating on it, I just try not to buy it for myself. I have some. I might in the future buy more, I don't know. I mean, he's not ripping people off right now, but it's hard to come back from something like that. Like knowingly ripping people off in the community. I mean, maybe he's in touch with the community now, and now he's not willing to do it, but still, it's a pretty bad move. Like, do not support, personally. I wasn't around for it, and it didn't happen to me, but that kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, that's the way I feel about it too, especially if there's options, right? If there ends up being options around, then it's like an easy sell. He does make good stuff though, like his springs are good. I have a bunch, I should probably use them up. If I do though, I won't like advertise what's in them, because I don't want to support his thing. That's why it's hard for me, because if you guys ask, I want to be like, oh yeah, they have whatever and whatever, and this is what I did to them. No, I don't have punchy springs. Sprit. I do not want to support Sprit. He's not Voldemort. I'll say his name. But that's funny. This one's bugging me because it's upside down on the tray. So it's going on next. So this thing is awesome for displaying these keycaps in the box, but I hate the board because the foam insert thing like totally is hard to grab the switches off of. Harder than other methods. I got you excited about Punchy. Oh yeah, about Punchy Springs. Yes, I don't have any, but I'm down to get some and check them out. Because it would be great to have a good option out there. I think it would be awesome. Ooh. I'm excited about this thing being almost done. Because I'm excited to test out these Zeliostotles, well, these Aristotle stems. I'm probably going to try them in at least a Zeal housing and the Otemu housings. Because why wouldn't I, right? I have to think about this for a second. Page down, this should be page up, right? Home and end. Home and end. Oh, I didn't put the indicator lights in, but that's fine. So should I put the 3 of these right here or blanks of this? Because I do have blanks. Not as part of this, but I have the blanks somewhere else. What do you guys think? No blanks? I mean, I have the properly colored blanks is what I'm saying. The pink blanks. Don't do them? Okay. There's also these, alpha, beta, delta, gamma. You think the blue or the purple? Tell me, blue or purple? Blue or purple? So these or this color? Probably the blue, right? Yeah. Boom. All right. so much quieter. So first of all, HBCP is super quiet anyway. So let me kill that. So listen to this. Right? Okay. So loud. Yep. Snappy. Now listen to this. This is HBCP. Now this is extraordinarily quiet, even for a lubed board, like extraordinarily deep sounding. Yeah, this board is outrageous. Now this board, granted it doesn't have bump-ons on it, and that one does. I don't think that makes a big difference. So these aren't lube switches. Something up with that stab. I'll fix it later. It's not the stab, it's actually the switches not lined up correctly, and you can kind of see it right here. But anyway, forgetting that sound. It's not, yeah, it's actually just the hollow sound. It like resonates a lot more. Oof. Sound was getting real loud. Sorry, guys. Anyway. So aside from that bullshit, it actually looks really good. It feels really good. Let's do a weight comparison. I actually have a feeling this is going to be close to as heavy, if not actually as heavy. Right. So 6 pounds, 6.6 ounces. Oof. Heavy. 6 pounds, 12.7 ounces. But this is a compact. This other guy's a full size too, so. But there's brass weight in here. And no weight in this. So do you guys want to do a typing test, or do you want to straight skip this and go to the clickies? Okay, that's what I figured. Let's see, for some reason I had a problem with Firefox the other day. It shows the white box. Yeah, weird. It just like doesn't want to display. I don't even know what that's all about. Oh well. That's okay because we have this other thing going. Or we can just capture the whole display. Close that for sure. And then there's this one. Close that. All right, you guys ready? Then clickies. Okay, you can do a typing test. Let's do this. Whoa. Let's turn that off. Redo. I'm gonna redo this. Sorry. Too many like weird, crazy, stupid mistakes. All right, turn off the... And then I want to hear it too. Oh my god. Oh my god, what? That was so bad. That was bad. I was making like crazy, stupid mistakes. Anyway. I'll live with it because I don't want to deal with it. Because that was irritating. Anyway. You guys get the point, right? I think you get the point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love with it, but I'll use this though. I would actually use this. I'll fix those bump-ons and so it doesn't slide all around. And then I will actually put this somewhere and use it for stuff. Or give to someone. This might actually be a gift. In fact, I'm fairly certain I know what's gonna happen with this keyboard once it's done. I actually bought, this is my second set of Galaxy class, and I bought the second set for a friend. When all's said and done, I might just give him this board. It does sound great on its own. It sounds totally different. Totally different. It sounds completely different than the TX1800 did, and I'll build that soon, so you guys will see that. It sounds 100% different from the HBCP. It sounds closer to the TKC 1800, although that has Xylence in it, so it's actually quieter than this, despite it being plastic. Yeah, these may get lubed. I think these are gonna get lubed. So I'll wait. When the new top comes, I'll pull it apart, I'll rebuild it with lubed. And you know what? It's so resonating and so loud, I'll probably put something loud in it. I'll put Holy Pandas in it. That's what I'll give to my friend. It's a good friend, by the way. It's a good friend that you give something like this to. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen to this board. Anyway. All right, guys. So now on to, oh, you know what? There's one thing we didn't do. I'm not gonna give him this. And when I rebuild it, I'll build it with 6.25U spacebar, because this is the only these, I only have these 1.5s. The other set doesn't have those. That's why I bought the second set initially. So there's one thing we didn't put on here. I am not a fan of, it's not that I'm not a fan actually, it's that I refuse to buy artisans because they're super expensive. But this set, the guy sold them together. So I ended up getting the Enterprise Artisan, and that's just freaking cool. I don't know, maybe you guys aren't into Star Trek. Maybe you just aren't into it. Yeah, it looked cool, but now it's going back in. Only star you know is Wars. Fair enough, fair enough. I'm not hating on Star Wars. There is no Star Trek or Star Wars to me. There is just both. It is a cool artisan cap. Anyway, so that's up now. Now what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna plug this back in because I like having a keyboard. I love that this, by the way, is RGB. All three of these are RGB and can be individually colored, which is freaking awesome. On the Data board. Hey, you caught a stream. Nice, Ray. How's it going, man? This is not Punchy 1800. Are you just showing up? It's awesome that you caught it, man. It was nice meeting you, by the way. So this is what we just built. No problem, man. It's good to see you. So this is what we just built. We were comparing it. You're here, so I'll do this real quick, just so you can hear. Super loud, super loud. Anyway, the next thing we do is we're gonna show off something cool that we got that I don't believe has been showed off or shared on literally anyone's stream or hit public in any real way yet. And it is Zelio, or, well, sorry. We're going to be putting them in there, Zelio stems, but Aristotle V2 stems. These are protos, so I have to, yeah, Punchy sounds all right. Mine had a big gouge on the front of it when it came in, so that's what you guys saw. So we're going to try this though, right? And we're going to compare it to first gen Aristotle. We'll do a little comparison to that bad boy. And we'll do a control with MX Blue. So I'm gonna pull this. I'm gonna pull all these off. These aren't pretty. Well, let me rebuild some of these for you guys for a sec. That's a V1 Zelio. This is going to be our V2 Zelio stem. And you know what? Just to be even, I'm going to try this with 78 gram springs exclusively. This is a 62 gram spring, so we won't use that. So let me find another 78 gram Zelio V2. $78 Zelio V2. Ugh. You know what? We're not gonna do that. We're gonna try it with 62s because all the 78 gram Zelios that I have in here are looped, and I don't want to deal with pulling their stems and stuff out. So we will compare. Plus, you get a slightly thicker click, I think, with the 62. I'll pull the Blue Alps in here. I will do that. I don't have a nice switch plate or like plastic thing to put them on though. You know what? That's a 78 gram V1 Zelio also. So let's get that in a. Okay. So in order to get this right, this is just staying right where it's at. Man, those sound good. For an MX switch, they sound real good. So this is a V1, and it's gonna stay a V1, but we're gonna use a V2 spring. Billy fan, thanks for following, man. I really appreciate it. A bunch of V1 stuff. Raging Asian, man. Hey, thanks for following. I really appreciate that. Dude, and subbing. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much, Ray. I really appreciate that. Following and subbing. You rock. So this is 62 gram V2, then another 62 gram V2, right? Okay. So let's pull that apart. This stuff's all V1. We're gonna use this 62 gram spring. Now, these are more difficult to put together than they look. Oh, his stem is totally easy to tell apart from this. There's some differences. But this isn't going to be the video on how to put them together. Sorry, this is going to take a second, guys. Okay, where I fucked up is it needs to just be mounted. Mounting it makes it way easier. Sorry, guys. So V1. So I guess HB Heroin Bob has looked into removing the little feet off of these. There we go. Jesus. It's been a while since I've thrown one together, guys. Oh, I think I need another, actually. That's okay, though. So, this is V1. V2 stuff's gonna go on here. Make it real straightforward. You know what else I need? Is an original, another original. Stem, but not housing. So these are gonna be originals. These are gonna be V2 down here. Sorry about taking the time. Eating that money at Japan. Let's get an Alps Blue. We will get that. Like I said, you got a new Aristotle stem from Jay. Did you? Nice. Nice, dude. I'm happy to hear that. I asked I asked HB Heroin Bob for some, and he just sent me some. He offered to give me enough for like a whole board, but he doesn't have a lot, so he's an awesome dude for offering that up, seriously. So I was like, nah, dude, don't do that. Like, this is a V2 housing. Yeah, so this is going to be V2 housings. These are going to be original over here. V2 housings. So I've tried this before, and frankly, the V2 housing makes a better sound with a Stottle, with a regular Stottle. As far as I'm concerned, it just does. We'll need another of these 62 grams to take apart. Sorry about making you guys do this live, but so I'm not going to compare them to V1 and V2. I'm just going to do this guy in a V2 Zeal housing. But the comparison will be there for V1 to V2 housing for regular Aristotle stems. So you kind of have an idea of what that entails. Now take into account that these are prototypes. This is important to remember, right? Because Bob is still messing with them. And I don't want to slam him for whatever this ends up being, because this isn't the final production run. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this. We're not even gonna get rid of that. We're gonna pause that. Okay. So now, so you guys can hear it, right? We're gonna do this. I'm also gonna get an Alps Blue out here. Now I'm gonna be clicking this one loose on the table because I don't have something to mount it to right now. But I don't know. So the group buy was that. You guys should look it up. But yes, I believe that's the case. I don't know what he finally settled on. So here's Alps Blue. Oh, you know what else we're gonna get out here, guys? Because Alps Blue, not the end all be all Alps. IMO, IMO. and I'll be all clicky Alps. It's actually ambers. I have a bunch of them. I just don't apparently know where they are, which is crazy because they should be literally right here. So no, actually they shouldn't be. You know what though? We're gonna compare them to a bunch of other stuff. Okay, not done yet. This is apparently gonna become the freaking the awesomeness. The awesome comparison video. Do I really not have the ambers out somewhere near here? That's crazy. So much sadness, guys. Okay, well, prove it or it didn't happen, right? How do I even show you guys? Where the F are my amber elves? I know they're around. Oh, that's where they are. Okay. Here we go. Amber Alps. Here we go. We'll compare the three Alps real quick. White Alps. These are NOS White Alps too. Never before used. Blue. Amber. I believe amber sounds better and more like Box Navy, which is this. All right. V1 Zeliostotl. V2 Zeliostotl. Box Navy. V2 Zeliostotl. V1 Zeliostotl. V2. Phoenix. Stop. Zelio Phoenix? Phoenix Zeal, whatever. MX Blue. MX Green. MX Clicky White. So there's a clear, louder sound to the V2 Zeliostotl. But the V1 Zeliostotl and the V2 Zelio Phoenix. Felix. The V2 Felix switch. That's what we're calling it. Rage Nation, you fucking dubbed it. That's what it is. This is the Felix. Those sound identical. A V1 housing Zelio and a V2 housing Zelio with the old stem and the new stem. Same. Definitely louder. The old Zelio in the newer, or the old Aristotle in the newer housing is louder. But it sounds, the Felix sounds way better than the blue. Way better. Way better than MX blue or MX green, or even silent, or even clicky white. That being said, sounds better. Blue. I think NOS whites sound just as good as blues. In fact, they're almost identical. But that blue is a little bit pingier, but that's this specific blue. Anyway, guys, we're gonna try at least one Otemu housing with the newer stem and the older one, because these are Bob's switches, and it's very possible that he really just designed them to be that. Now, he gave me a bunch of other switches in the samplers, some silent stuff, some linears. We'll do a deeper dive. Actually, are these clickies? No. We'll do a deeper dive into some of the Otemu switches soon, but I wanted to make sure that these were able to be used here. I'm going to use these 78 gram springs because that's not fair, though. We're not going to do that. We're going to use these 62 gram springs. Man, pulling apart all sorts of switches today, guys. Any Otemu box switches? Ooh, not that I'm aware of. One of the Otemu switches in the sample pack Jay got has a different branded top, branded as the Tau Orber. Ooh. I actually don't know. There is a box switch in here. There is a box switch. It's a low profile click. So this is literally a low pro housing with a standard MX switch top. It's way lower sound. So this is a 75 gram click. And I think this is actually a Stottle. It is. Okay, he already assembled one in one of his housings with a 75. So that's gonna go there. We'll try it. Oh, with that 75, that sounds the best. That Otemu housing right there sounds the best to me. Sounds literally the best. So this is an Otemu housing with a 75 gram spring and the newer click. That's the cleanest, man. Almost don't even want to try this 62 gram spring. Like, I almost don't. Swap a linear in the Otemu housing. Is it smooth? We're not going to do all those science experiments soon, but if you hit me up 10 strong, I will absolutely try that in the future. God, it's really hard not to do it for you. But there are actually, you know what? There are Otemu housings here, so I'll swap a linear into there right now and try it. I will pick a new black. You know what? You guys are distracting me. You know what? I'm getting distracted, and that's not okay. Because we were going to try one more thing. We were going to try the 62 gram in an Utemu housing. This 62 gram Zeal spring in an Utemu housing. Those are both Zeal. That's Utemu. That's Utemu. Yep, cool. Just wanted to make sure I was looking at the right thing. These are Utemu. This is a new one. Here's a 62 gram Zeal spring, just because it's what springs I have available. I will say it would be easier to crush the click leaf in this. It would definitely be easier. Because of the way they're constructed. Because of the way the leaf is constructed than on the Zeals. So you'll have to be more careful when you assemble these. Man, this is a much tighter housing. Much tighter. Okay, so the Utemu with a 62 gram comparison. So the Zeal housings are still smoother. Like when I try to apply side pressure, the return isn't that good with the 62 gram. But the 75 gram is better. So yeah, I would actually still use Zeal housings with these stems personally. But the sound is really good on these. And these are prototypes too, so, you know, we'll see what happens. Anyway, random question: did I get any of the drop caps they were giving away at the meetup? I did not. I did not. Did you? Did you win anything, or are you talking about like the little like on the table giveaway stuff? Because I definitely didn't pick up either. Any of those things. None of those things got picked up. So here's V2 stuff on this bottom row. This is an original housing, or V2 housing with an original Aristotle stem. V2 housings are here. Original Aristotle stem. Anyway, guys. Oh, yeah, I didn't pick it up, so I don't know. I can't actually say for sure. So this has a 62 gram spring in it. It's the only non-Aristotle or non-V1 Zeliostyle thing about this. Easy to recognize too. Yeah, anyway, I didn't get any. I don't know if it's die sub. I really didn't take a look at them even. Unfortunately, sorry, man. Wish I could tell you. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming and joining my stream. I'm glad that you guys got to stick around and see the I'm glad that you guys got to stick around and see this. Actually, like, this was enlightening. IMO. Like, I'm really happy to report, I think that these stems are really good as they are. However, I do believe that, oh no, that's a newer one. I do believe that sorry, I don't want to get distracted. I do believe that the Zelio housing just sounds better. Like, or feels better. But the Otemu one sounds slightly better. So it depends on what your use case is. I would actually stick with the Zelio one because it was sticking a little bit on the upstroke, but only with these proto ones. I will reserve final judgment until the final product, where I will test this all again. I'll also talk about a review of these and have some available to listen to clicks on another video at some point in the future. But I did want to say thank you to HB Hero and Bob for supplying these, for letting me check out the pre-release engineering samples. I hope that the development goes well. These are almost perfect. The stems, I don't know if the slight sticking that exists, it's not even sticking, it's just when you're hard over on the edge, the return is a little bit jumpier than with the Zeal housing, which is super smooth. But again, no idea, and that was data point 1. So I will actually do some further testing and verify if that's true on more stuff. But either way, fantastic. Thank you guys for joining in. I hope that you guys end up getting some Phoenix or Aristotle V2 stems. Jump in on his pre-order where you can sign up for it. It's not even a pre-order, it's like an interest check where you're saying exactly what you want, or saying how many you want. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of my stream. Guys, all remember to watch me again, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, every Wednesday. But I'm not going to be here next Wednesday because I'll be out for work, unfortunately. Good night, Ray. Good night, everybody else. You guys all have a great night, a great week, and I will report back after the Utah meetup. Later.